afternoon. Take a 5% pay cut or lose your job. That's the ultimatum that's been given to 6,500 workers at Shropshire Council. The Council's Cabinet are meeting this afternoon to discuss the issue. Let's go live now to our reporter Joanne Rickle, who's at Shire Hall for us in Shrewsbury. So Jo, what more can you tell us?
Well, the council said this move will save them £7 million. It will avoid having to cut 500 jobs. The authority also says that if an agreement with the union can't be reached, then it would potentially exercise a legal right to dismiss everyone at the end of September, then rehire them on the new terms and conditions the following day.
We've been very careful to follow due process right the way through this, to listen to staff, to amend the proposals in light of staff feedback, and hopefully to get the vast majority of staff reluctantly but agreeing that this is the only option we have to protect jobs and to protect frontline services.
And Jo, what's the union reaction then?
Well, negotiations are still going on. Unison says staff here have already had a 2-year pay freeze. The council itself, well, they say between 20 and 30% of council workers here are in the union.
I have to remember we've already lost in excess of 100 people have lost their jobs already. And we're talking here about a massive pay cut, and potentially if this isn't about again another 400 to 500 redundancies. And it's in an area where obviously a rural community really can't afford to lose these jobs.
Well, we weren't allowed to speak to council workers themselves, but this is what members of the public using the library earlier had to say.
I know the current trend is that lots of people are taking cuts at the moment, but inflation is going up, and that 5% sounds an horrendous amount, to be honest.
In these times, it's really hard to accept any sort of pay cut at all. Things are getting so expensive, and it's really hard to know sort of where it's going to end, really.
Interesting comments there, Jo, but council workers there aren't the only ones that are in the situation, are they?
Well, no. I mean, back in 2008, of course, the private sector felt this pain. 2/3 of GMB union members at JCB in Shropshire voted to accept a 34-hour working week as an alternative to cutting 500 shop floor positions. In 2009, Jaguar Land Rover workers voted in favour of a 1-year pay freeze and a 4-day working week in a bid to save the company £70 million.
Okay, Jo, thanks very much indeed for that. So, what do you think? Do you think council workers should take a pay cut to protect jobs? Would you take a pay cut if it meant keeping your job? Well, we'd like to hear your views, please. Do give us a call on 08000 630 630, or you can email us at midlandstoday@bbc.co.uk, and we'll bring some of your views to you at 6:30.